Smiles, everyone, smiles. I was on an A's fan page, and given Jump and Ginn were both starting in this series, I posted, we will win this series. I called a win last night, and again today. I wore the Lucky A's hat. I got this hat first A's game back after 9/11. This was the 9/11 hat, and it's on my head. We won a series, guys. And boy, does it taste great, right? We dumped a GM and we win a series. There's a lot to talk about today on the Habit Hunter. Alrighty. Hello. What is up, A's faithful? If you're still watching A's content, you are true believers. And because you are true believers, you got to see greatness in the last 2 days. We are the best of A's fandom. Welcome to the Habit Hunters of A's podcast and the House Always Wins Media Network. I'm Tim Burns. You can call me Hobbs. I'm a sports writer covering the athletics for the guys at Mid-Valley Sports out of Los Angeles, where I cover the amazing A's as well as the entire NFL desk. And it's football season. It was a nice game, too. Nice first game. You can find me at Sacktown A's Fans for Life on X, and this is the Habit Hunter podcast. Habit Hunter gives you an old school look at the conclusion of every series. We identify problems A's players might be developing, and we talk about them. We argue about them. We look for solutions. We toss them in the air, toss them in the atmosphere. We see what sticks. We analyze moves the front office and manager make. And we hawk them hard to make sure they're doing everything right. And things seem to be going in a better direction, don't you guys think? We give our team flowers when they do well. And they still have their moments. And they had a good series. The opener was ass, but good series. Remember to give our show a like. Subscribe to the network. Makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. And we are over 600 subscribers, and that's amazing, but we want you to subscribe too, and it don't cost nothing. So go ahead and do that. Booney, our network guru, has built a network of shows created by A's fanatics from Brooklyn to the Bay Area. Shows that bring knowledge and heart of true A's fans like you. So go surf the network, get your fill of A's content, but make sure you do it after my show. All right, A's went to Fenway, punked the Red Sox. How about that, huh? Let's get into it. So, where was I when Columbine happened? I was on Jansen Drive near Stockton Boulevard on my route, delivering water for Alhambra. Watched it unfold in the customer's living room. 9/11, Alhambra Water Company break room, October 7th, my man cave here. Trump being shot, Station 21, Cancer Center in Roseville. And the day A's GM David Forst bit the dust. My wonderful living room at home, Sacramento County. I will always remember where I was. We have been waiting for this, A's fans. We've been waiting for something. We know this has gone south. But great news. Assistant GM Dan Feinstein will assume the role until the end of the season. And to be honest, I didn't expect any results from it. You know, because we still have the same bullpen, we still have the same manager, and we still have the same owner. We're going to probably see nothing different. But what do we see? We won a series. There might be no coincidence to that. But what does this set in motion? A change in culture, a better approach to trades. I've never been mad at their draft. But who we go get, Savales, the lighter juniors, that had to change, man. Our choices in who we picked up on the cheap was wrong most of the time. And then we would go drop 10 mil, Leclerc, 11 mil, whatever it was. You know, that stuff had to change. And I don't know if the dude mailed it in because he knew the writing was on the wall. But it seems like, you know, keeping Heim, Cortez, it just seemed a little off how little we did. at the end, given how bad we were playing. But this all makes sense now. Nobody was going to come to the A's with force there. Knowing how the Athletics handle talent in their system, flopping them up and down. Nobody wants to come here. Something had to change, and I'm glad it happened. I think they're one guy short, and hopefully, as with most GMs, they bring their own people in. And I think Kotze's days are numbered. It's likely he's done after this season. I don't think they're gonna dump him now, especially since he won a series. In my opinion, they should cut him, start anew while the team basically tries to get something out of the last 40-something games. The season's over. They might as well start reevaluating who they want to take to Vegas, who they need to go post personal accolades in Tampa or Chicago. They got to start deciding what they're going to do, and hopefully this is the beginning. It's because a positive change needed to happen. It did. There's no way that a business that Mark Cuban is involved with would continue to let Forrest captain the ship. People have been really generous with their grading systems. I've heard B- for Forrest all the way to C-. I haven't heard anything lower. And I look at it this way. The A's have missed the playoffs 6 of 7 seasons. The Jeff Samardzes, grabbing that one guy from the Cubs. I always forget his name. Right before the trade deadline, and then we didn't even use him in the playoffs against KC. It was like, he needed to go. I give that dude a D+. I don't think he's DF, but he isn't a C. C is average. Just for allowing the comfy job is safe atmosphere too. There's a lot of dumb decisions to go with the good drafts, and we have been really good in drafts. But maybe that's a little more scouting than it is the GM. You get 100 lost seasons and bad baseball, and you extended Kotze. I mean, the clerk salary. I could go on for days. I will. But it gives A's fans a lot of hope and change. And, let's kill the energy and dump Kotze. I don't care if he smiled at anybody this, going to the mound. I don't. As for the series, we won, but we have to scrap through a blowout series opening loss because we got punked. Typical disaster. Another series opening being blown out. 5 runs given up in the second. And the peeps in the network chat, because I go to the cancer center on Fridays, they told me, don't rush home, man. Don't rush home. I even grabbed dinner. But I watched it. I watched Friday night's game Saturday morning early. I watched it so you don't have to. A's went 2 over the minimum at the plate in this game. 2 hits and 29 at bats. Only a Soderstrom solo shot in the 5th. The A's were already down 9-0. It just uninspired baseball. I was thinking, wow, nothing's changing for sure. Nobody left on base the entire game. No runners in scoring position. Not one walk. Not one walk. I don't even think we had a walk today. Did we have a walk today? I don't think so. No, we didn't have a walk today. 16 strikeouts. Red Sox Peyton Tolley schooled the A's. He just schooled them. Dude threw 61 strikes. I don't remember how many. I forgot to write it down because I just kind of vaguely wrote across since it wasn't live for me. I think it was like 85, 88 pitches, something like that. It was basically he was 3 out of 4 strikes, and that's the A's whiffing all game. Carlos Cortez got the pitch in this game, and that's the same old Kotze. Come on, this guy's been a reliever like 8 times now. And what's funny is he had a 1-2-3 inning. Jeff McNeil, he's batting like 400 over the last 15 games. He was sat Saturday the entire game for the second game in a row. Dude, we'll go over it later, but the dude's been batting well over 320 for 2 months, almost 2 months. Quit playing with the man's at bats. In a 2-hitter, Cott doesn't put the one dude in that's hitting well. That's what I was thinking that's a window licker thought. That guy's, you're only going to get a single out of McNeil and occasionally a little power. but at least he's getting on board. So, leave a guy that's hot in, please. A's at the plate in this game. It was horrible. Remember, they had 10 1-2-3 innings in the last series. More than a full game worth of bad at-bats. A's first, 1-2-3, 11 pitches, 2 Ks, 1 on 3 pitches. The A's second, same thing, 1-2-3, 14 pitches. They struck out 3 times, 1 on 3 pitches. It was just like an abomination. It was horrible. Red Sox absolutely shelled Perkins. Jack Perkins. Dude is not a starter. How many times I got to say that at the beginning of a show? Starts off, walk on 4 pitches, home run, Jaron Duran, 2-0. And Jenny, I'm mad at Jenny today because of the meh that she was spouting when we got the winning run. Oh, it's a ball. It's a hit. Oh, like, come on, pay attention, Jenny. Anyway, Jenny's going on and on about the Red Sox fighting for their coach, getting all verklempt about it. And it's like, dude, shut up. She goes on and on about Chad Tracy and that he's their manager and everybody loves to play for him. And it's like, A's fans don't want to know that, Jenny. We don't care about Chad Tracy. Anyway, double. Pitching coach Dan Hubbs had a mound visit. It didn't help. RBI double, Jake Rogers. It was 3-0. Walk, RBI double, Wilyer Abreu. He kills us with a couple of hits today, I think. We're down 5-0 already. We go into the third. We're down 1-2-3 on 7 pitches. Another 3-pitch K. That's just Come on. It took under 3 minutes to retire these guys. Like, they flipped the switch Saturday and today. But come on, 2.5 minutes. I timed it. It was so fast, I went back and timed it. The A's continued next level suck in the fourth. All 3 struck out again on 14 pitches. You got to understand why I'm going through this game and not just advancing to the wins, because that level of the amount of strikeouts was insane. So 9 of the first 12 A's batters struck out. Hayden Younger replaced Perkins. He had to. I think it was the 4th inning. And Boston drops 4 more runs on the A's. It never fails. It seems like the first guy out of the pen promptly melts down. It's almost like the ghost of Forrest will continue. He's probably going to, his ghost, his decisions are going to haunt us through next year. No doubt about it. Guys we're stuck with, Butler, Younger, he gives up a leadoff, double to Jake Rogers, single Nick Sogard, and then he throws the ball away. He's trying to pick somebody off. Why are you trying to pick somebody off in there at that point? Like, stop. Concentrate on the guy in front of you because you're not doing well. RBI single, Abreu, 7-0. RBI double, Masataka. Remember last time we played them? I had to say Masataka Yoshida a billion times. Yep, RBI double, 8-0. Monasterio, remember that name? We said that a lot in the sweep. RBI single, 9-0. I cannot stress enough how bad Forrest was at creating this bullpen. And we almost blew it again in the 9th today. That was scary. We'll talk about that. In the 5th, it's a check. Let's check in. Let's do a check-in. Perkins had given up 5 runs in 3 innings. Younger gave up 4 runs in 1 inning, and the A's were hitless with 9 Ks. That's where we were at basically the halfway point. Sodi opens up the 5th, solo bomb, 9-1, but then after that, it was just back to the same thing. Tommy White's second strikeout, Brian Servin's second strikeout, and Dallas stopped dropping Sodi Pop's nickname when we're down 9-1. That's not a thing. Stop it. The nicknames are placed during good moments. Yes, he hit a home run, but we're getting slammed. Like, they just need to take a class. There's got to be a class somewhere for this. Luis Medina, he had a good bottom of the 5th. Single to Anthony Siegler, but 2 strikeouts. finally had a low stress inning. We have to consider a single in this game a low stress inning. Sixth, Muncie opens up with the only other hit all game. It was just a single. FNG, Jonathan Ornelas strikes out. Oh, Facebook, they did ask what FNG was all about. Back in Vietnam War, they would call new guys FNGs. No, I was not that old that I could be. I think I was 2 when the Vietnam War happened. But they would call people FNG because they knew the new guys were probably not going to last long. And that's the way I kind of look at the guys we keep bringing up, especially the relievers. It's like, oh, you're not going to be here very long. I don't even want to know your name. You're FNG. Until you're here long enough, you do enough good stuff, you're FNG. That's where I got that from. Anyway, he strikes out. Bolte strikes out for the 3rd time. Wilson strikes out on 3 pitches. That's the 4th 3-pitch strikeout in the game. It was ugly. I think that was the 3rd time that they had 3 strikeouts in an inning, and we're not even done. Scott Blewett gave up 2 runs in the bottom half, and 1 in the bottom half of the 6th, and 1 in the 7th. Jose Swarzempic, I call him Swarzempic now. Chubby Bunny seems a little mean now, so I'm going to call him Swarzempic. Jose Suarez, he took over, allowed a Caleb Durbin double for the 13th run. And, I have to say that Cortez again, it was the 8th time I did write a asterisk, and you know what happens when I have an asterisk. Tim's pissed. He had a 1-2-3 inning on 12 pitches. I mean, teach him something, Carlos. Come on, man. I wish everybody else had innings like you do. A's went 9 up, 9 down the final 3 innings at the plate. So the A's went down 1-2-3, 6 of the 9 innings, and 17 of 27 innings. 1-2-3 gone. So after the series, so these last 2 series, I'll just tell it to you now. 23 times in 6 games, the A's bats went down 1-2-3. Just bam, bam, bam. And 2/3 of those were on less than 12 pitches. That's bad at the plate. Horrible on the mound. That's how Friday went. All right, erase it. I'm gonna take a sip. I'm gonna take 420, and we are going to talk about wins. That's happy time. How long has it been since we've been happy? The 420, I hope it doesn't offend you. It settles my stomach down. I've got blood cancer. It sucks. Keeps me in the loop. Anyway, Saturday was Gay's jump. He was on the mound for the A's. And of late, we have had to hang our hat on this rookie. And that's kind of unfair. Let's be honest. The guy wasn't here 2 months ago. We weren't talking about him playing up here. We got to be happy with the results, though. I also woke up to, on Saturday morning, Hayden Younger getting optioned. He is the latest to come up, get shelved, and sent away. He actually lasted longer to where he was almost not an FNG. But, yeah, he had one too many bad innings. And the A's brought back Junior Tur. Remember that guy? He was dumped 10 days ago. He was one of the guys. He was a cop victim of being, brought up, shelled, left in to die, sent back down the next morning. Yeah, he's back. I don't really know what you learn in 10 damn days. Maybe you learn tons. Who knows? But he's up. I turn on the game. That's right. I asterisked again. Music's blaring. Still in the intro. At the beginning. I almost did the McDonald's one instead. I don't know why. Yeah, there you go. I almost did it. Anyway, Jenny starts the broadcast talking about the Red Sox 9-game winning streak. Can't make that shit up. The entire first segment nearly was about how good the Red Sox are doing. No, that's supposed to be the afterthought, Jenny. That's supposed to be the damn afterthought. You're not supposed to be talking about the other team that way and that long. They just don't get it. Anyway, A's go down 1-2-3 in the first in 8 pitches, and all I could think about was, damn it, Bolte struck out for the 4th time in 5 at-bats. I'm like, I don't know if I like him at leadoff. You know, it just seems like this year we never did get around to getting set who was going to be our leadoff guy, because we've tried a lot of people. We tried Kurtz at the beginning, and I hated that because I wanted more RBI opportunities, not the extra at bat. I'll trade the RBI opportunity instead. We tried everybody. Butler's been there. Wilson's been there. Geloff. That's who I really want there. That's all I could think of was that. Is he going to be that? But he's still holding out. He had a lot of strikeouts this series. We'll talk about that. But he did have a serious hit at a serious moment, right? Gage jumps first pitch, single by Jemiah Jones. We remember him from last series. Stolen base. It's like 4-pitch walk, double steal on a strikeout. It's like, and then Monasterio hits a 2-run single, and you just looked and you went, it was like 90 seconds. It seemed like it was so effortless. And I was going, we're doomed. We're freaking doomed. I think I did say it out loud because it just seemed like we can't do anything right. I was thinking we may not win 50 games. And we go into the second, A's go down 1-2-3 on 8 damn pitches again. And I sent a text to the chat. I'm like, I predict the A's are going to go 52 and 110. For real. And then they go win both. Prove me right on my Facebook post. Bottom of the second, Jump allowed a runner on a fielding error, but he struck out too. He did good. The third, Alika Williams was clutch today. Alika Williams drew a walk in this game, and the A's were still retired in 12 pitches. That tells you, I think he took 8 or 9 of the 12 pitches. And it just seemed like we're not going to get anywhere. And thank God how the game rolls out. He allowed a run to that Rafaela guy I said I'd never heard of. I'm going, okay, I've heard of you, dude. Stop getting hits. Please. With all due respect, I've heard of you. I've got your rookie card or something. Just stop getting hits. But Jump set the next 3 Red Sox in order. Here's where we start picking up the pace. Jacob Wilson opened the third with a double. And I was thinking, great, we're gonna finally score. And we do. But they have to scare and freaking butt pucker me. Jonah Heim, Tyler Soderstrom, Sodi, they both had back-to-back strikeouts, and I'm like, can't we do anything right? But Tommy White, dude finally got an RBI. I'm stoked. He got an RBI today. I think he's got the record, 22 hits in a row without an RBI to start a career. That's crazy. Hopefully now he just starts getting RBIs all the time. That'd be kind of cool. Anyway, he singles, and Brian Servin, he dribbles his ball out. It was likely an out, but an error. It scores Jay Willie from and we're up 2-1. It's fantastic. Nick Sogard had a 1-out double in the bottom half. Jump had another 2 strikeouts. He had a great command of his pitches. He held Boston scoreless. It seemed like he would put somebody on, but then he'd batten down the hatches. And really, that's all we want. We're getting that from a rookie, guys. We're getting a guy that somebody gets on, he doesn't flinch. I've seen his flinch now, and I've only seen it twice. And he's got, how many losses? 7 losses, something like that. And I've rarely seen him flinch. So he basically has a good control in navigating through his mistakes, laying something over, or they guess the pitch right, or they just time it correctly. He had a good day of navigation. In the 5th, the A's finally put a rally together, and I love these, so we're going to milk them a little bit. With 1 out, Alika Williams gets hit by a pitch. And you know how what I'm saying. We got to start hitting. Yeah. Contreras, you're on the list, dude. We're going to put him high and tight to you for a while, leaning over like a girl. You lean over like a girl. No offense to the girls. Anyway, after another lame strikeout by Bolte, he had a lot of them. He had 7. That's a lot. in a 3-game series. Jay Willie came through with a 2-out double. Thank you. Jonah Heim comes through with a 2-run single, and we're up in a 3-2 lead, guys. We're looking good. Jemiah Jones, the man was a beast in the 3-game sweep by the Red Sox earlier this year. He doubles to open the 5th. What are you going to do? There's just some guys that have it for the A's. It's always the same dudes. But Jump ripped through the next 3 batters, left Jones sitting there on third. He got moved over, I think, on a ground out or a tag up. I can't remember. I don't put those kind of notes in. In the 6th, top of the 6th, 1-out walk by Butler. It was a 12-pitch at bat. That tells me something about Butler. At least for that at bat, he was in the concentration mode. He had a horrible series. I always say horrible because I like Charles Barkley, by the way. He cracks me up because he's so obnoxious. Yeah, Lawrence Butler was 0 for 10 in this series. He had a run off of this walk, and that was it for the series. But he did steal second, so it was important. He was important. McNeil finally gets an AB. He walks, so A's are on first and second. Donovan Walton pitch hits 2. A's pull their own double steal, so they double stole on us, so we double steal back. We should start doing that a little more often. I think when you get Bolte on, especially if he's the lead runner, go get that. Go get it. Donovan Walton, he hits a ground rule double, 2 RBIs. It's a 5-2 lead, and I'm all smiles, everybody. Boston 6, a bit scary at 82 pitches. Gage Jump stayed out there. Gave up a walk and a single, and I'm going, ooh, I hope he gets a hold of whoever the next guy is, or they pull him. But he struck out. He struck out 2. He held the lead. The 7th, Sodi opens. He hits his 19th bomb, 2nd game in a row. Solo shot, top of the 7th, 6-2 lead. Now, Luis Medina, he took over for the A's on the bump in the 7th. And in spite of a bad first inning and constant foot traffic, Jump had a pretty solid outing. 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 walks, but he had a career-high 11 strikeouts, and he left with a lead. How many times has a starter left a game in the last month and a half with a lead? That doesn't happen. You know why? Because Kotsay always leaves them in until they don't. But he left with the lead. Medina has a stress-free 1-2-3 inning on 12 pitches. Fantastic. That's what I want to see. A's copied it, but they went down in the 8th really quick. 3 minutes. I had to time it because it was that quick. 1-2-3, 9 pitches. They were in and out so fast. And I was thinking to myself, well, if they put Luis Medina back in there, he only had 12 pitches. I wanted Luis Medina another inning. And it seems like we don't do that. Brady Basso, for an example, he had a 9-pitch 1-2-3 inning today. I'm like, send that man back out again. But no, we went with Elvis Alvarado, who in turn, he had a good inning too. But that trickles down. Why do we keep people in when they suck? But when they're doing well, we do what the laptop says. We do what the tablet says, Kai. Why do you pull them when it's obvious they're in a groove? 9 pitches is not very much. I don't know. It just seems to me like you could get another out or 2, and it trickles down to the next batter. And maybe we don't use Hogan Harris, who's Mr. Foot Traffic 2.0. Anyway, in the bottom half of the 8th, Seth Johnson gets 2 outs, and then it's typical day for a reliever. He walks Sogard, or he walks somebody, double to Sogard. Hogan Harris did come in for the 3rd out, and with a guy on 2nd and 3rd, I had no trust in him in that game, just like I had no trust in him today. He got that out, which is fantastic. It's just, you're going to hear why. I was like, when I saw Hogan Harris come out in the 9th, this is going to be why. Anyway, top of the 9th, though, Henry Bolte crushes a 9th inning cutter, 439 feet, almost 112 off the bat. That was a missile. That was awesome. I'm going to say about one of the top, easily, got to be a top 5 ace home run of the year. I loved it. It was awesome. But like I told you, we're up 7-2, and it's the 9th. I'm going, is 5 runs going to be enough? Let's see. There's 3 outs. There's 5 runs. Which comes first? Hogan Harris comes out. I'm already scared of him from the last series. He loads the bases up, and a run scores, and a tying run comes to the plate. The guy was a mess. The guy was an absolute mess. I hope I have it up. I mean, we win the game and all, but it's just like in the end, it was just like he couldn't find anything. It was just a mess. Like, listen to how this rolled out. He got a line out. Jemiah Jones doubles. He gets a strikeout. So with 2 outs, it's single, walk. And you're going, oh my God, dude, get an out already. And he does. It was Eli White, who I think he had 3 or 4 hits today. He just drilled a hit. Let me see how fast that was. 103.6. He hit a missile to center, and but Bolte was right in the right spot, and he caught it, and we won. But it just put up even more warning flags about Hogan Harris. And I was talking with Sam back and forth today, and he's like, well, who else would you have put in today? I'm like, given his propensity to put people on like Mark Leiter Jr. had earlier this year, I'm like, anybody, because that's ridiculous what he did today. We'll talk about that, but that he it was like, I even saw on X, somebody had written like, Harris doesn't deserve a save because of what he was putting us A's fans through. Anyway, it was a great win, but I'm going to be honest, even up 7-2, I was texting my editor that I didn't trust the bullpen to get it done. It was scary. Wilson, 2 doubles, home run, Sodi, Bolte, Heim, 2 RBIs. We got the win. So today, early morning game, I woke up 20 minutes late, so I played catch up throughout the game. A's did the Kotsay bullpen victim early, dumped Hayden Younger Saturday afternoon, brought back Junior Tur, like I said. Couldn't imagine he learned anything in 10 days, but maybe got enough rest to maybe contribute tomorrow. For the game, A's scored quickly, back-to-back singles, Bolte and Wilson. So I'm like, well, obviously Bolte's doing enough at leadoff. Soderstrom ground out, scores Bolte first run. We're doing well. Now it was JT Ginn on the mound. He opened the second hitting Wilson Contreras, and you know what? That guy crowds the plate, and we're going to talk in a minute about him. He allows another single by Anthony Siegler, JT Ginn does, and Eli White, RBI single. It's tied up. It's like Eli White, he's like Tommy White a lot, man. He gets a lot of good contact. He gets a lot of stuff bouncing out of the ground, though, kind of like Bolte. Speaking of Bolte, third inning, he hits a 1-out double, but A's left him there, and it started to feel like, oh no, maybe we just got one game going. Ginn gets 2 quick outs in the bottom of the third, but gets all ooze, I say, out of zone. That's what my coach used to say, because I swung at everything. I swung at pretty much everything. Good RBI totals, but strikeout champ. 6 straight balls he threw, 6 straight ooze over 2 batters. He walks Wilyer Abreu. He fights through, though, and has a challenge on a strike called a ball. Heim had a good challenge early. It was pretty apparent right off the pitch, so that's a good challenge. Those ones I don't mind when they're pretty blatant, but Heim hasn't had a good track record of late. So I was happy with that. Soderstrom in the 4th, he lines it into right field. It bounced all over the place. Right fielder couldn't find it. Triple. Fantastic. Tommy White, RBI ground out on the next pitch. 2-1 lead. Why is this important? First RBI in his career. 22 hits. This guy has had 2 4-for-4 games. I think he's had like 4-3 or 3-3 for 4 games, or 3-3 hit games. It was an odd early pinch hit after that, though. Carlos Cortez singles with 2 outs. He was left out there, but I was like, that's pretty early to start subbing people. Whatever the matchup was, it worked because Cortez singled. In Ginn's fourth, issues a 1-out walk to Siegler. It's the same dudes. He was a menace the entire series. But Ginn got Jaron Duran to hit into a double play. That's why I noted it to end the threat. That was, I think, the only double play we had all game, but it was important. In the fifth, A's went 1-2-3, 10 pitches. Ouch. This is where Ginn went off the rails a little bit. Eli White, of course, bunt single. We almost lost because of bunts. He's bunt singles. Jake Rogers, of course, singles. So it's first and third. Another sack bunt. Ginn throws it away. It's 2-2. It's second and third. Nobody out. I'm going, we can't have nice things. We had a mound visit, though, and I liked it because we were losing this lead, and I was looking at it like, oh, we're going to give up a couple runs here. A ground out, sac fly, Abreu, and just like that, we're down 3-2. Bunts, scored, runs. Why can't we do that? Our bunts are always just outs. We're lucky if they move forward. It's like, Ginn hits Contreras again, but like I said, some back in the, like, have you ever been in like softball leagues, like city leagues? Like they have city league over here at the military base in Rancho Cordova, and I used to go to city leagues there and play softball, and down on Florin Road in South Sac, and there would always be a dude that's leaning in to get the hit by pitch. It's like, come on, man, that's such a pussy move. Anyway, Contreras leaves his, he has the extra padding and the extra, plastic, cover. And it's like, I think he's on the list. We're going to high and tight this guy. High and tight, people. Get the plate back. In the sixth, you could see 102 by Tyron Guerrero. Oh, my God. I think it was actually 101.8, 101.6, but he just blew through us. 1-2-3 again. It was ground out, strikeout, ground out. It was the sixth 1-2-3. Again, came out for the sixth. Again, 2 quick outs. Another single by Eli White, his third. And I was a little worried. The umpire, he took one to the ear, and I'm going, great. Now somebody that isn't, because remember, an umpire got nailed and taken out of the game just recently with the A's. And so I was thinking this guy, because the first thing he did was he handed baseballs to people. I was like, oh, crap. The last guy did that, and he was gone. And what I didn't want was another, an umpire too fresh. Maybe he's not going to get a good zone and do that in the middle of Ginn's at bat or Ginn's pitching. I wasn't liking that, but he went ahead and struck out Jake Rogers. The umpire stayed in. The A's completely lost the bats, went 1-2-3, third straight inning, 6th straight retired, just weak ABs for 3 innings. And I was thinking, yeah, we're not going to do well. Just some clutch, man, clutch at the end. Brady Basso, we talked about him. He took the 7th, 1-2-3, 9 pitches, which is great. Ginn went 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 walks, 2 Ks, 3 runs. Only one of them's earned because of all the crap and the errors and the sack bunts. And yeah, so it was really good that Basso had a 9-pitch inning. And I thought, okay, we'll have him pitch the 8th and we'll just move everybody down a notch. That didn't happen. Jeff McNeil opened the 8th with his 1,000th hit, a bloop single over shortstop. Very cool. 1,000 hits is something to be very proud of. The old dude actually stole second afterwards. He was over there so fast they didn't even get a throw down because of his blazing speed. Blazing speed, man. He has secret quicks, right? And it matters because he's on second. The next 2 guys had weak-ass strike 3 swings. Let's be honest. Bolte and Wilson, both of their strike 3s were on breaking stuff, and it was just it was give up swings. I'm going, oh, we're toast. We look doomed. Then Jonah Heim hits an 0-2 pitch, game tying double off the monster. Another clutch Heim hit. I'll be honest with you, he's had more clutch hits this season than Shea Langoliers. Does Shea have more home runs? Yeah, all of that. But Heim has just had a knack in the moment. I like that about him. Should have got something for him. Elvis Alvarado took the 8th. I wanted Basso another inning because Elvis Alvarado scares the hell out of me. But he found the corners. He found the corners. He wasn't throwing them down the same tunnel over and over. It was 1, 2, 3 on 11 pitches. Beautiful outing for Elvis Alvarado. In the 9th, it actually entered my mind. I wouldn't mind seeing Elvis Alvarado. But I slapped myself. I pulled out of that train of thought because you know how that would have ended, right? The 9th, Tommy Wright, he rode the first pitch 400 feet to the deepest part of Fenway. But unfortunately, the deepest part of Fenway is like 430 or so. So he came up short, but he rode a nice first pitch. So we're 1 out. A's pinch hit Alico Williams for Cortez with 2 outs, and he singles. That's so good. 9th inning comeback with 2 outs. With Donovan Walton running for him, steals second, and Muncy promptly doubles in the go-ahead run. How about that? But what I don't like is Jenny. This is her call. Muncy in the air. Oh, come on, man. It's going back. Like, pay attention. The most unenergetic call and the most important hit for the A's in the last 6 weeks. And we get Muncy in the air. Oh, come on. We need to change that. But wild pitch, Muncy to third, McNeil walks. They're left out, but we win. We were 3 outs away. We had to go 3 outs for Hogan Harris. Hogan Harris comes out. I told you I hated it. He loaded him up day before, and he's become Mr. Foot Traffic. What does he do? First batter. Jemiah Jones singles. Harris 1 out. Harris 1 out walks Caleb Durbin. So it's 2 guys on. And just the butt pucker moments. It can't be easy, but Harris pulls through, and we get the win. We won the series, guys. We won. Screw that interesting crap. Bolte 2 for 5 with a double. Sodi a triple. We'll go over roll call real quick. We batted 190 as a team. That sucks. 6 doubles, a triple, 3 home runs. Pretty good power. We had 34 strikeouts. That's a lot. What I didn't like was 5 walks. We had no walks in the opener. We only had 1 walk in the finale. That's not very good. Starters, their ERA is almost 5. Relievers, ERAs almost 6. How we pulled out 2 out of 3 is crazy. Tyler Soderstrom, he was 3 for 11, 2 home runs and a triple. So he provided a lot of power. That's not bad. Jonah Heim, 2 for 12, 5 strikeouts. That's not very good. Like I told you, Lawrence Butler was 0 for 10 in the series. Jacob Wilson had a couple of doubles. Bolte, 3 for 14, double and a home run, but he had 7 strikeouts. That's a lot of strikeouts from their leadoff batter. Jeff McNeil, he batted 304 in July, 333 in August. Stop sitting him, please. Please. He's not going to do anything amazing except get on board. Move, if he's batting over 300, quit sitting him because nobody else is. I don't know. That's about it. Tommy White was 1 for 11 with 3 Ks. Not very good. FNG was hitless. Alico Williams was 1 for 1. Muncy had 4 strikeouts. Yeah, it's not overall. If you look overall, our numbers aren't very good. But we did take 2 or 3, and I'll hang my hat on that. Next up on the schedule, let's take a quick peek. I believe that is going to be Tampa Bay at home. We're at home for the next week. We got the Rangers. We got a day off this week. There's a game tomorrow, so we will be talking. I'll be seeing you guys again on Thursday. That's all I got, guys. As always, be excellent to each other. It's important to me. Give all the people you love a hug. I'll be where I'm at, and I'm a ghost.